Hi, this is Jack Stanley, and I wanted to talk about our democracy, our democratic republic. What made this country great and what caused it to be what it is was the sacrifice of many, many people and the devotion of many people who gave their lives, their fortunes, their sacred honors to make a country. A country in which we all pitched in, we all worked for, and that government was not oppressive. Government was not over compromising of our lives, and that taxes would be collected on certain things. But the fact is that government would be small. And I'm looking at the world today, and it's pretty frightening to see. I mean, I'm watching all of the ideas of what this country was. All the great ideas that made this country what it is. And seeing them fall apart like a rope of sand. Now, as I have said before, my bully pulpit is history. And I talk about our lack of understanding. You know, we had a revolution. The revolution started in 1775. We did not have any kind of cohesive government until many years after that. The Declaration of Independence was barely able to make it through. If it wasn't for the efforts, and we have to state this, and it's so rarely stated because of the efforts of John Adams. If it wasn't for John Adams, we wouldn't have a country. And I'm tired of hearing about all the things that were done. Jefferson did. He was the scribe. He wrote the Declaration, which was based on Lee's proclamation from the House of Burgess. But if it wasn't for the Atlas of American Independence, we wouldn't have a country. And if it wasn't for the influence of John Adams, who was very influential in creating our Constitution. Now, you got to remember, he wrote a lot of things. He wrote the Constitution of Massachusetts almost single-handedly. And that was a great model for our Constitution here in the United States. But I'm watching everybody tear everything apart now. I'm watching a lot of people run for office who are totally oblivious to our history. I'm watching a lot of people state things that are frightening, socialistic, that are totally against every idea, every concept that has made this country great. Ignorance is a dangerous thing. And arrogance is the ugly sister of ignorance, as I've said before. But I'm seeing a vast array of that now. And I see the country being torn apart. This country has not been so badly and dangerously affected since the time of the American Civil War. The problem was, during the time of the American Civil War, people were more intelligent. I am sorry to tell you that the intelligence of the country as a whole has diminished greatly. You may be upset about that, you may disagree with that, but I'm sorry to tell you, the intellectual quality of this country has taken on a frightening degree of ignorance. And sadly, it's proud of that. So where do we go? How do we solve this dilemma? We have people that want to just take the Constitution and tear it apart. We have people that want to take our First Amendment away. Do you realize how powerfully and how important that First Amendment is? It gives you the right to speak your mind. All of the people complaining about the Constitution are afforded that wonderful opportunity because of the First Amendment. But a lot of times they're too dumb to know that. And I'm tired of being sweet and nice about things because I'm seeing too much stupidity. And stupidity is becoming a part of our national dialogue. Where does this all lead? Where will this take us? We're running into dangerous times here. We need John Adams. We don't have any. We don't have anybody of that kind of caliber today. You know, I'm reminded when Warren G. Harding ran for president, who would be a front runner to anyone running today on the Democratic or Republican side. He'd be far better, far greater, far more intelligent. They said of him, there are no first raters, but he's the best of the second raters. Today we're about fourth raters. And if you've been watching these latest debates I've been watching, it's been pretty pathetic. Because they're so busy attacking the opponent and talking about socialistic ideas that they're forgetting about the very nature of what they're trying to do. And that is help the country, support the people, make the country work. I'm very depressed and very upset about what I'm seeing. I've been around a long time and I've watched everything from the Kennedy administration onward. It's a long time. It's a lot of administrations. But I'll tell you something. Between what I see on the Republican side and what I see on the Democratic side, good Lord, what a bunch of losers. There's nobody there that gets me excited. And each one's dumber than the next. And each one's a little bit more clueless about their history than the next. And that's not good. We need people that we can be inspired by. We need people who will take the wind out of our lungs by their great words and verbiage and thoughts. We need people who think. We need cerebral candidates, not ones that can sit there and make noise. But making noise and making good sound bites seems to be more important to everybody in politics today than anything else. And so I'm watching stupid lead stupid and dumb lead dumb. And the end result is we've taken the bar and we've lowered it so far that every dumb ass can get elected president or run for office. I've never seen a dumber group. I've never seen a more clueless group of individuals on either side run for president. We've taken the bar so goddamn low. Pardon my French. You know, John Adams wrote something, and as I said before, our patron saint is John Adams, because there are only three people who really created this country. George Washington, he became the general-in-chief because he was nominated by John Adams to do so. John Adams, because he did just about everything to make this country a country. And thirdly, and a distant third, was Benjamin Franklin, who was a wonderful diplomat. But Benjamin Franklin was more concerned with Benjamin Franklin than anyone else, to be honest. And now we're going through a revolution of our own at this time. An old republic, because republics don't last long. And this old republic is in trouble. And we are not seeing the caliber that we saw in the creation of the republic. We're seeing fourth raters. We're seeing pathetic individuals who lack the intellectual prowess that should be required for the acclamation of such an office. Where will this lead? It will lead to more chaos and more problems and more accusations. And as we dig ourselves lower in the chasm that is becoming this republic, we will eventually work our way to its destruction. We are a dying republic. The signs are all there. I'm sure many of you have read Gibbon's Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire. It's a perfect roadmap. I'm embarrassed for a lot of the actions of my country now. I want to see great leaders. I want to see inspiring leaders. I want to see people who will take us and rise us above the average individual, but we don't have them. Where are our Henry Clays? Where are our Daniel Patrick Monahans? Where are our John Adams? Where is our George Washington? These are the people who did it. These are the people who gave. And today, it's more a question of what they want rather than what